Hari Om and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. This is Yamuna Devi. Thank you. Hari Om. Today I have a very special topic that I would love to share with you. And I hope it can bring some inspiration, a new way of thinking, and improve the quality of your life, your relationships, everything. Because that is what it is to be human. It encompasses everything. The mind, the body, the emotions, the spirit, everything. So we have to think of every aspect of our life and how we can improve every aspect of our life so that we can feel and experience the full potential of what it is to be human. So, relationships are beautiful. Every type of relationship, every type of communication that we have with another person, another being is beautiful. It's magical. And it is a blessing. It truly is a blessing. And, what I wanted to talk to you about today is that when we meet someone for the first time, or any time, when we meet someone, try to meet them where you are, where they are. Meet them at that space. And what is that space? That is a space of humility, of compassion, of love, of loving kindness. And that space is to meet them where they are in that divine space. As a human being, meet them in that space. You are a human being, they are a human being, and we are here in this physical plane to complete our journey, our karma, our duty, what it is to be in this life. So when you meet that person, meet them where they are, and that is in their divine essence, in that divine space of being human. And there, in that space, we start developing humility, compassion. We understand that every person has their difficulties, that have their personalities, but we are not what we do. We are not who we think we have become, right? Our titles, the accumulation of things, of items, of prosperity, whatever it may be. Position, right? Escalating positions to at work. We are not our job title. We are a human being. That's why I'm telling you, meet the person in that space. And in that space of being, you have this pure connection, understanding, compassion, love. And we can actually work better together. We can understand each other better. We can communicate better because we are communicating from that space of love and positive intentions. But if we work from a space of having certain intention, attention that may not be as positive or healthy, then we start feeling fear, anxieties. The other person feels fear because we also reflect that. I'm going to tell you the truth. We are human, and every being, animals included, plants included, every living being, humans included, understand energy. Even if we don't think about it, but we can feel it because we are energy as well. So when you feel that someone is lying, for example, we can feel it. There's a gut feeling. And the other person can feel it because we reflect that. We, as a energetic being, we reflect that in the other energetic being. Does that make sense? If we feel fear, the animal knows we feel fear. Sometimes they can bite or they can run away. Does that make sense? So, I'm not saying that every animal will bite, but they will feel. They understand. The same thing. Children understand. When the person's angry, they will feel, oh my gosh, that person is angry. They will feel fear. So that's not healthy, right? So we don't want to live from a space of anger. We don't want to live from a space of fear and anxiety. And we don't want to live from a space of sadness. We want to live in the purest state of what it is to be human. And what is that state? State of joy, state of compassion, state of kindness, bliss, happiness, feeling secure, feeling confident in a positive way, not from the space of the ego. Because the space from confidence from the ego side, there is a detachment from yourself and seeing everyone as a different person. That is the ego. That is the ego. When you relate to another person as, okay, that's them, and we are not the same, but we are, in the end, we are the same. We are that divine essence experiencing this life. So in that space, you become humble. And in that humbleness, people can open their hearts, open their mind, and communicate in a better space of understanding and love. And this goes for everything in life, even in a workspace. We don't have to feel frustrated. We don't have to feel angry. We don't have to behave from that space of anger so that people can respect us. No. We can behave from a compassionate space. And from that compassion, we can relate to others. And the other people start understanding that it's important, it's a good thing to behave from that space. Because if, for example, if I'm compassionate and someone is rude, they will eventually understand that they are behaving from a space from the ego. The ego is trying to defend, right? So in that defense, they put a wall. And when they put that wall, they try to throw their little bombs, right? Of anger, of fits, of jealousy, of criticism, right? Gossip. Oh, it's like negative bombs because they're holding a wall to protect themselves. But you can be protected without the wall by being truthful, being honest with yourself, fearless, confident. When you build those attributes and you work from a space of love, kindness, compassion, humility, you don't have any fear. There's no fear because you understand that no one can hurt you because you are working from a beautiful space of love, compassion space. So there's nothing that you are hiding. So there's nothing to fear. Does that make sense? It takes a little time to process and practice. You don't have to be in a space of fear, of judgment, of criticism, of anger. All these are working from the space of the ego, and the ego separates you from I. And we start believing that we are what we do. We start believing all this illusion of things that we have and make and become. But we become nothing. These are just illusions of the mind. We are here to serve our purpose in this life, to help one another, to love each other, and to experience that divinity that is within us. It's okay to do. but don't do hurting yourself, jeopardizing yourself, sabotaging yourself. Give yourself a little time to pause. Stop running. Running is okay, but not all the time, because you cannot run on an empty tank. You can't run on empty. You have to nourish yourself. You nourish yourself by giving yourself some space, some time of self-care, self-love, the little downtime to silence that mind, to put that brake on that car. Brake. If you don't brake, what happens? You will have an accident. And that happens in our life. We don't put the brake and we hurt others. And it does not have to be physically hurting. It could also be energetically. If we set a thought in the energy in space, and right, everything we occupy is space. That is energy, and that travels. Does that make sense? It's traveling through space. Atoms are here. We don't see them with the naked eye. They're here. And that is why we are in the space, in that occupying that space. We are also atoms. But the atoms are compressed, and that is why you can see with the naked eye, physical body. But we are all vibrating at a different frequency. We are all vibrating based on how we feel, our emotions, our thoughts. That is why the practice of meditation is beautiful. Giving that pause to the mind, giving that break to the mind to have more clarity, to remove and eliminate the garbage, unnecessary thoughts that don't serve us. Thoughts of the past, thoughts of the future, thoughts of someone that perhaps hurt us. And remember, sometimes people don't hurt you with that intention. They are reflecting that on you, but you allow yourself to be hurt. Does that make sense? They reflect their pain on you because they have pain. They are suffering. They don't know what to do because they are not giving themselves that break. And we are living here, majority of us, running wild without having a clear direction in our life. A clear direction of how we want to experience this life, how we want to utilize the time of our life, the years of our life, and decide truthfully what we want, how we want to feel. We just go about life just running and feeling whatever it is without understanding the damage that it can cause us, how it affects the body, because we are lacking awareness. There's a lack of awareness. There's a lack of consciousness when we can be living this life so beautifully, without addictions, without suffering, without pain, when we understand what it is to be human. And pain and suffering goes, it comes and goes, but sometimes we hold on too long because we do not want to forget and want to keep that memory alive. But that does us more harm, creates resentment. Again, that pain, we carry it. That creates a weight, a heaviness, a denseness that does not allow us to see the joy of life. And then we occupy ourselves with being busy so that we do not think about that pain that we're carrying. But we are carrying it. So that is why I ask you to meet the other being where they are. In that space of being human. In that loving space of just being. Not of their titles. Not of all the things they've done in their life. Just where they are in that simple humbleness. Just like being a baby, a beautiful child. You can see that person like a beautiful child with respect, with love, with kindness, with compassion. And when you see them in that space, that innocent space, you can appreciate more who they are. And you can actually see, my gosh, how beautiful they are. You can see that beauty. And you are no longer seeing them with judgment, expectation. You just see them as they are. That beautiful divine soul. Because you are looking deeper within. You are not looking at that that armor that they have put and tried to make everyone believe that that is who they are. Oh, I am the president. I am the boss. I am, this and that. And I am this person. I have this title, Respect comes from respecting yourself. It's not what people believe of you, because that is another layer that you put on yourself. That's another layer of denseness. But you can feel respect and love for yourself, and that respect and love emanates. So there is no need of having people to love you or expect them to behave a certain way towards you. Because in that expectation, you also suffer. There's also pain. Remove that armor. Love yourself. Embrace yourself. Carry yourself with love, tenderly. And enjoy the beauty of this life. Enjoy, be happy, joy, happy. Embrace this life that you have been blessed with. remove that armor, and you will be so happy. You'll feel so wonderful. I send you lots of love and good wishes. Just remember that thought. Meet the person as they are, where they are, and see the beauty within them. There's no judgment. There is no jealousy. There is no hatred. Just see them as they are. See the beauty within them. Reflect love. Love yourself. Love yourself. Honor yourself. Respect yourself. And remember not to have any expectation. You do your part and let others be how they want to be, but you meet them in that space. And then they can do whatever they want. They can go however they want, but you yourself as a being meeting them there in that beautiful divine space of love. Thank you so much for being here. I send you lots of love and good wishes, and I pray for you that you may enjoy this life, uncover the essence of this life, of what it is to be human, and to really, really take advantage of this beautiful process and experience this beautiful journey of life. Thank you. Hari Om. Many blessings. Hari Om.